Hello and welcome to the very first episode of NCERT Biology 365. I'm your host, and under 365 days, we are going to dissect your NCERT textbook, line by line, paragraph by paragraph. Our goal is simple: to make sure you have the conceptual clarity and memory retention needed to handle the statement-based and assertion-reason questions in the upcoming NEET 2027 computer-based test. Grab your physical NCERT, open it to Chapter 8, Cell, the Unit of Life, and let's begin. Look at the very first paragraph of the chapter. NCERT asks a fundamental question. When you look around, you see both living and non-living things. What is it that makes an organism living? Or what is it that an inanimate thing does not have, which a living thing has? The answer is simple, yet profound. It is the presence of the basic unit of life, the cell. Whether an organism is composed of a single cell or billions of cells, the cell is the absolute boundary between what is alive and what is not. Now let's look at the next lines. NCERT states that unicellular organisms are capable of two things. First, independent existence. Second, performing the essential functions of life. Then comes a line that has been framed as a true-false statement in previous exams. Anything less than a complete structure of a cell does not ensure independent living. This is why we do not consider viruses to be fully alive on their own. They lack a complete cellular structure, meaning they fail this fundamental test of biology. NCERT lists two key historical figures in this introduction. Anton von Leeuwenhoek was the first to see and describe a live cell. Decades later, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. In a computer-based exam format, these historical milestones are frequently tested in match-the-column questions. Make sure you associate Leeuwenhoek with the live cell and Robert Brown with the nucleus. It's a simple, high-yield detail that should be an easy mark for you. Next, let's talk about how the cell theory was formulated. In 1838, Matthias Schleiden, a German botanist, examined a large number of plants and concluded that all plants are composed of different kinds of cells. Just a year later, in 1839, Theodore Schwann, a British zoologist, studied different types of animal cells and reported that they had a thin outer layer, which we now call the plasma membrane. But pay very close attention to this next line. Schwann also studied plant tissues and concluded that the presence of a cell wall is a unique character of plant cells. Remember this distinction. It was Schwann, the zoologist, who made this crucial observation about plant cell walls. NCERT then tells us that Schwann went on to propose the hypothesis that the bodies of animals and plants are composed of cells and products of cells. The cell theory proposed by Schleiden and Schwann had a major limitation. It did not explain how new cells were formed from pre-existing cells, expressed in Latin as omnis cellula acellula. He modified the hypothesis of Schleiden and Schwann to give the cell theory its final modern shape. Today, we understand the theory through two basic postulates. First, all living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. And second, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Highlight both of these points in your book. That brings us to the end of day one. You have successfully dissected the opening pages of Cell, the Unit of Life. Now, to make sure you retain this information, head over to the description, click the link, and complete today's Day 1 CBT practice quiz. It takes less than 2 minutes, but is crucial for your preparation. If you found today's podcast helpful, please take a moment to like us on YouTube and join our Telegram channel to download today's handwritten notes sheet. Tomorrow, we will look at cell sizes, shapes, and structural variations. Until then, keep highlighting, keep revising, and we will talk tomorrow.